Okay, friends, so we've been talking a lot about the best interest standards, and that's the whole video series has been about. And on that same note, so these best interest standards, there's some things that probably need to be unpacked from that consideration. And in a lot of people's minds, that's still part of it, but bottom line is these are things that the court generally cannot consider. Even though they may be important to you, the court cannot consider them and don't consider, right? I mean, things like religion, court's not going to consider that unless it's something really that could put the child in danger, right? I mean, and that would have to be, probably a religion that is outside of some generally accepted social norms that it's hard to think about what that might look like. There are some religions that are, this is a place that we are free to worship. On the other hand, if your religious doctrine requires things that put your child at risk, maybe like don't want a polio vaccine. Well, if you've ever seen an adult who survived polio, the judge might find that religious doctrine a little troubling. Racial issues, anything like that, the judge is not going to consider that, right? We've got the Equal Rights Amendment. We've adopted and we're required to, in our courts and our justice system, have equal rights under the law. Gender discrimination, marital status, infidelity, these are all things that do not move the needle. They do not move the needle in Texas family court in the best interest standard. And they may be important to you, and they may ultimately, in a divorce, they may be important for when it comes to a property division, especially on the issue of was there infidelity. And of course, there's going to be some broken hearts over that. But the courts is not, the court system and the Texas family courts is not the place to solve the heart balm issues that sometimes can occur in a family law case. There's some factors related to, is there an inappropriate dating relationship? Is that inappropriate dating relationship happening outside the marriage? And are the children going to be exposed to the boyfriend or girlfriend of, right, the boyfriend or girlfriend of the other spouse, the other parent who's asking the courts for rights to the children? Well, that's something, right? That is something that the courts can consider. But the bottom line is all these other things, since pretty much 1972, these things are unpacked from this best interest analysis. They're not a factor of it. And unless there's some sort of inappropriate introduction of a paramour, of a boyfriend or girlfriend, these are not things the court's going to consider when it comes to this best interest standard. And when it comes to that infidelity issue, if that's a factor, it's a little one. It's really only a factor if there's an allegation that there's some sort of inappropriate conduct that's being exposed to the kids. Again, introduction to the boyfriend, girlfriend. But short of that, these are not things the courts are going to, because they just don't move the needle. And in fact, most of that the court's not allowed to consider. So I know this is a heavy subject. We're doing this deep dive on Texas family law and the best interest standard when it comes to determination of custody rights. Please like, subscribe, or share. Leave me a question or comment on any video platform you watch this on. I love hearing from you. I love responding back from you. I love doing these videos for you. More to come from the studio on Texas family law and the best interest standard.